Welcome back to this week's Dark Avenger Comic Book Review, everybody.
Part 2.
And we are concluding DC with its last book, Batman Beyond Unlimited, issue 5. And to be honest, I'm enjoying everything but Batman Beyond in this book. This book definitely is worth $3.99, as I said, because there are several stories in this book. There's the Batman Beyond story, which really didn't do anything for me. This issue is all about the person who killed Terry's father and how he wants to go back and maybe he can become a hero instead of being, remembered, or instead of having his memories of being a murderer, he wants to actually become, maybe there's a hero in him yet, and that's how it's to be continued. Then it goes back to the origin of Hawkgirl and John Stewart's child, who is the current day Hawkman, and how John Stewart loses his ring and whatnot. And then it jumps into, of course, the part of the book that is, in my opinion, the most important part, or the part that I keep coming back to read. The Superman Beyond story, where it is now Lex Luthor's daughter versus Superman. I'm enjoying it a lot. The last page, spoiler here, Solomon Grundy Beyond. Next issue, we'll have it more in depth with Solomon Grundy. I'm really not too much into the way they drew Lex's daughter, but I'm enjoying the Superman Beyond story. It's just really awesome. I'm really enjoying it a lot, and that's basically the only reason why I'm picking up Batman Beyond. But I'm sure there'll be a good Batman Beyond story when you look past the whole. There'll be hit and misses with Batman Beyond, just like there'll be hit and misses with all the other stories that they put in on the Batman Beyond Unlimited book. So I leave it up to you guys. This book, I enjoy the Superman Beyond parts in this story, in this comic book. If they ever canceled the Superman Beyond part, I probably would drop it, to be quite honest. I enjoy the Batman Beyond story, but because they've been cutting it, I guess maybe if it was longer, I guess I would give it a chance, to be honest. But then they'd have to shrink the amount of pages in this book and make it $2.99, and we all know DC won't do that, especially with this big relaunch going on. So even though it's almost a year old, so it's going to be like this for a long while, or they'll just cancel the book, because DC's known to cancel a lot of their stuff nowadays. We're in Marvel, and these are two books that, this book in particular, actually let's do the drop book first. This book I'm dropping, Uncanny X-Men 14, Sinister. This has nothing to do with Avengers Versus X-Men. Yes, it takes place during Avengers Versus X-Men because the Phoenix 5 X-Men are in it. This is during the whole X-Men having the Phoenix Force in them.
And that's Cyclops' side.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Once again, proving why I just can't get into Cyclops' side of the X-Men. His stories just don't captivate.
I don't think anybody really.
It's all Mr. Sinister. There's nothing about the X-Men here and how he cloned some of the X-Men, and it's stupid.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense either.
It's stupid. I'm sorry. The only tie-in I won't be getting for the rest of Avengers Versus X-Men is Uncanny X-Men. If anybody wants this issue, I'll send it to you. I just don't even want it. I did redeem I don't even know why I bothered redeeming the digital code for it. It's just, I didn't enjoy it at all. And thank God, Wolverine 308, it's over. The Rot story, the Dr. Rot story is done, over with. Goodbye, good riddance, and have a good night. Didn't enjoy this. Every comic book, every series has one issue where it's like, and this was definitely a bottom barrel story. I didn't enjoy this at all. It was getting negative reviews throughout comic book sites. Wolverine has pieces of his memory now missing because of the whole Dr. Rod thing. We've seen this before, and no offense, I'm just glad the story's over. And the next one is Sabretooth's origin. Looking forward to that. Dark Avengers 176. Whatever happened to the Thunderbolts? Well, you'll find out in this book. Even though I have not read Thunderbolts at all and had no idea what was going on. All I know is the Thunderbolts that were lost in time. We found out why they were lost in time, how they got lost in time, and how they're probably going to be trapped.
Some comic books, they keep doing the thing about lost in time, past, future, and stuff like that. It's
However,
wow.
there is worth a mention here. Man-Thing shows up in this book, so I know a lot of you Man-Thing fans out there are going to want to check this out. And he can talk, although I could swear that Man-Thing could talk before. And, yeah. Fight ensues, and now they're possibly trapped in the past.
Wow.
So, next issue we'll find out what happens next. So, it's the Dark Avengers, yet we're still on the Thunderbolts. So, for those of you like me who are buying this just for the Dark Avengers, they're still discussing what's happened to the Thunderbolts. However, some of the Thunderbolts, or at least this one, were part of the original Dark Avengers. So, and once again, though, I have no idea why they're trapped in time or what they were doing, but eventually it'll go back to the Dark Avengers. So I'm going to stick around and wait till the Dark Avengers start, because I can't really say whether I want to keep or drop the book until it actually deals with the main story, which is the Dark Avengers. So I'll see what next issue brings. If next issue is just going to continue the Thunderbolts, then I'll just wait till Dark Avengers start up and then start collecting again. Avengers Academy issue 32 is based around, I want to remember his name, and thank God in the Avenger books they do this, Justin Seyfert and his Sentinel. He's trying to rebuild Sentinel, and it turns out that, what's her name, White Tiger has a crush on him. You find that out in this issue, which I find very interesting. And they're trying to explain to X-23, who thinks he should dismantle the Sentinel, that it's like his pet, it's like his loved one, it's part of his family. He can't do that. And then they say, haven't you ever had anything you love? And she explains how she had this puppy, and then when they were training her to be an assassin, she had to kill the puppy, or else they would kill it slowly and painfully, which kind of pulls on my strings because I love animals and stuff like that. So, Sentinel's going crazy towards the middle of the book. Turns out Emma Frost from the Phoenix 5 shows up and wants to destroy Sentinel, because Sentinel is, once again, the symbol of hatred to all mutants. And, of course, Justin's trying to tell her that Sentinel is not dangerous, that he's, you know,
did she go from white hair to blonde?
No.
Emma Frost?
No.
You said that was Emma Frost.
It is Emma Frost. Emma Frost was blonde.
I thought she had white hair.
No.
And blonde.
No. She turned to diamond. But she doesn't have to. She's part of the Phoenix.
I never was into Emma Frost, so go figure.
So, in the end, though, Giant Man is telling them they got to get away. Let what's her name? Let Emma do what she has to do. And he's like, no, please, I love. He loves his, the robot. It's been part of his life, his entire life. X-23 jumps in and says, no, you're not touching it. And then it turns out they all step in front of Sentinel and say, if you want to take out Sentinel, you got to go through us. To be continued.
Wow.
Really good. I'm glad somebody told me to check out Avengers Academy, because I'll tell you what, this is a really enjoyable book. And I can't wait till it gets past Avengers Versus X-Men, so it'll actually get into its own story again. Because I have a feeling I'm going to really enjoy it a lot. Incredible Hulk, Mayan Rule, Part 2, Hulk, Issue 54. It's really a Rick Jones-centered story. Rick Jones set the Mayans free, or the Mayan gods free. They've absorbed gamma powers from She-Hulk, and I forget who the other woman was. I don't think they do a rundown of who the people are in the book. And no, they don't. Oh yeah, we do. Savage She-Hulk, Lyra, the Savage She-Hulk. And they're running amok on Earth, and it's up to Red Hulk and Rick Jones to stop them, A-Bomb to stop them. Fight ensues, and they're trying to figure out how to stop them. Love the splash page, by the way. And the last god makes... Basically, everybody they've absorbed, it brings back a god. And it turns out the last god makes his appearance on the last page. Won't show you guys here. But let's just say in the next issue it's Red Hulk versus that god. And book's really... It's a fun read. I'm having fun with it. I mean, I'm not saying it's spectacular, which is why it's at the bottom of the Marvel pile, but it's an enjoyable read, unlike the Incredible Hulk.
Oh, God, don't remind me.
The red is definitely better than the green.
Absolutely.
Long Way Down, Part 4, Invincible Iron Man 519. One more issue to go for the Long Way Down, and then we go back up, I guess. In this issue, Tony Stark, well, we all know that Rhodes is piloting the Iron Man suit now. They're trying to figure out who sent somebody into Stark Resilient, or now they just call it Resilient, and why they sent this assassin in. Tony Stark is still not Iron Man. The second part of the story is Detroit Steel trying to get his armor back, and he actually succeeds in getting his armor back towards the end. The person who tried to assassinate them, I forget his name, Spy Master, turns out in the end he purposely gets himself killed, so this way they can't question him. It's the Mandarin's rule. If you get caught, make sure you don't come back alive, or you don't get caught alive. And in the end, there's an attempt to assassinate or kill Tony Stark, and that's where Rhodes comes in the Iron Man suit to throw everybody off. To be continued. Really, really, really good. Can't wait for the next part. I can't wait to get Tony Stark back into his Iron Man suit. Crying out loud, it's been long enough now. Fun read once again, and here you go. Your book is next.
Okay, X-Factor issue number 238.
I get to breathe.
Yes. This was an okay issue. There's like lots of twists and turns in this issue. We do see a little show appearance of Wolverine.
I like Havoc's suit. I'm sorry. I'm a fan of Havoc.
Yeah. And this.
And multiple man suit.
Yeah. So they're just talking about like what's been going on with all these killings and whatnot, and it's just really a big thing. Then we go into...
Hello, naked woman.
No, it's not naked. We go into...
oh no, she's wearing a shirt.
Her name, she was a werewolf. Yeah, Ryan Sinclair. She is packing her stuff to go find her son, because remember in the last issue she wanted to go find her son and all that.
Son.
And two people want to go with her. The artwork's really good.
Am I one of them?
No. It's Shatterstar and... We gotta get these quick cards. And Longshot. They decide...
I even picked that one out, I was right.
They decide to go with her, and then Shatterstar says that he wants to like have a faster way to go there, and they're saying wait a minute, and then it was too late. I thought that was kind of funny. So as the issue goes on, they're just talking about
what's with all the M's on their faces, some of them?
Oh, it's a symbol thing that they have.
It's a symbol thing.
Yeah. So it's really, they're just talking about like how Havoc and his wife or girlfriend, so to say, like how they don't really talk that much to each other like couples should, you know, and it just goes into that. Then the end, as a spoiler.
Don't spoil that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I'm not gonna spoil it, but she says that she's after Banshee, and she says, but she will break against me and she will die.
The next issue is coming out in next week, in two weeks, into a comic book.
I am really looking forward. I mean, it was an okay issue. I would say get it still, but I just can't wait to see the next issue of what the villain that I didn't show is going to do.
You done?
I'm done.
New Avengers issue 27 continues the Iron Fist story. However, it turns out that it's not Iron Fist who is going to train this world's, this generation's Phoenix. It turns out this generation's Phoenix is going to learn from, or needs to learn from, our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. He's the one that's supposed to teach, or she has to learn something from him, and he's like, me? Are you sure? You're the Kung Fu master, I don't know nothing. And I love how he walks off and he goes, I wonder if you are to teach her self-loathing, because he's talking against himself. And then the whole with great power comes great responsibility thing happens. She makes fun of him for a bit. Then he explains how with great power comes great responsibility.
His Uncle Ben said that.
Oh yeah, and he explains about Uncle Ben and everything. And I love how in the end she's like, should I get a new costume? Maybe I should get a new costume. Because in the beginning she's like, I'm not changing my costume to yours.
Wow.
So I kind of, it was a silly story. The next issue though is breaking away from the Iron Fist finally, and now it's the new X-Men breaking out of. That's Extreme X-Men. We're not talking about that.
Oh, I was just saying it just caught my eye.
Yeah, no. So this obviously takes place after the events of Avengers Versus X-Men issue 7, which we're going to get into before the end of this review. Secret Avengers issue 28. Still lost. I'm still lost. In space, I'm lost. Because
it's still in space?
Yeah, Captain Marvel. And it turns out that it wasn't... The Kree has been lied to. It turns out this person has the ability to mentally manipulate people. And Captain Marvel and everybody else was mentally manipulated on the Kree world.
They should get out of space.
Yeah, and Captain Marvel basically does the greatest sacrifice of all. He sacrifices his return to life in order for the Phoenix Force to leave the planet behind without hurting anybody. And that's it. It's all about Captain Marvel, this book. Next issue is all about return to the Red Light Nation. It's all about escaping.
Let's hope the next issue they get off the planet.
They are.
Or
no
space,
more space.
Space.
This is the end of space. This is the end of space. Thank God. Thank God. Avenging Spider-Man issue 8 is the epilogue to Ends of the Earth. It's a past story with Silver Sable and Doctor Strange. While Spider-Man in the present is looking for Silver Sable, they never find her body, which you know is a good sign, because whenever you can't find the body of somebody, they're still alive somewhere. And it's an old story about Silver Sable, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange versus Doctor Doom. Really awesome artwork.
Yeah,
I would highly recommend checking this out. Even if you haven't been reading Amazing Spider-Man, this is a really good book. Avengers definitely guest star on certain parts of the book in the present. Next issue, Amazing Spider-Man teams up with Earth's mightiest hero, the new Captain Marvel. So I'm guessing by next month, Miss Marvel becomes Captain Marvel. So we'll see. Unless they're taking a month off from Avenging Spider-Man, which is a possibility.
It could be, yeah. I was going to say that.
I'm really enjoying Avenging Spider-Man. It's the only team-up books I have now, and I would definitely recommend it. Highly recommend it. The book that everybody's been talking about, Astonishing X-Men 51. The marriage between North Star and his boyfriend, and everybody has something to say about this issue. And
It's normal.
I got two covers, guys. This is the regular cover, the regular wraparound cover. I also have the variant cover, which I'm giving away the free digital download code in a contest. So if you're interested, go to Dark Avenger Inc. Check out the contest. It's going to be over in another week.
And subscribe.
Well, of course, you have to be a subscriber.
Well, I'm just saying, if people who don't know it, subscribe to Dark Avenger Inc.
So they find out in the beginning of the book that it was Karma that did all this to the X-Men and was going after the X-Men. North Star's boyfriend says yes. The rest of the issue is all about the wedding. You guys can read that on your own. And then it turns out that Karma does show up at some point again, and it leads into the next issue, and that's all I'm going to say. But it was a really, really good artwork, a really nice issue. I would definitely say check it out. I love how at the very end of it, looking to tie the knot in New York City, 10 tips on getting married in New York.
Wow.
Maybe you should read this. There they are. That's 10 tips. There you go.
You can read that later.
Yes, you can read that later, babe. Or we can read that later. Daredevil, The Man Without Fear, issue 14. I am not liking where this is going. I'm not liking where this is going. In this issue, it turns out it's not Victor Von Doom that's going after Daredevil. Because the Omega Drive was destroyed, somebody representing Dr. Doom is there, and that's Chancellor Esquire. And basically, because he destroyed the Alpha thing, he releases this gas into Daredevil, and Daredevil escapes, and it turns out that there's these nanobots that slowly eat away at his mind, and he loses the ability to taste, the ability to feel, and then of course we all know Daredevil's one thing is his radar vision, and he starts to even lose that. So all of his senses are shutting down one by one. And, yeah, to be continued. Daredevil with no senses in the next issue. I don't like the fact that he lost all his senses. It really...
Is it just me, or is some of the Marvel comic books, there's some heroes...
They're really obsessed with taking away all their superheroes' powers.
Captain America, and then...
Now Daredevil.
Spider-Man, now Daredevil. I mean, what's going on with Marvel? With I
don't know. I've been enjoying Daredevil. I'm gonna... Mark Waid has known what he's been doing since the beginning of Daredevil, so I'm going to give Mark Waid the benefit of the doubt, and I'm definitely coming back for the next issue anyway, so we'll see where he takes this. But to be honest, seeing Daredevil lose not only all of his senses, but then his own power, which makes him Daredevil, I mean, we all know he's going to get it back. He has to.
Eventually, because that's what every superhero does.
Yeah, and it turns out something's going on with Foggy, too, back at home. We'll find out more about that, I guess, in the next, or at the end of this story arc. But, not too happy that Daredevil lost all of his senses. But then again, he could probably get it back like that. Who knows?
We'll find out.
Winter Soldier, issue 7. They're still going after the sleeper agent, who is obviously alive because he's been killing people. A lot of people. People that have been connected to Bucky. And Bucky has a lot of, there's a lot of backstory, like from Bucky and Black Widow's past. And then it gets into where they finally track the guy down. It turns out he took a doctor hostage, which is what brought on the memories. What was the doctor's name? Fleischman.
That sounds familiar,
wow.
That name.
Fleischman? Yeah, it does sound familiar, that name.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it's up to Bucky and Black Widow to save him. Of course, that doesn't happen. The sleeper agent was smart. His name is Leo, by the way. Black Widow goes after Leo, who's the sleeper agent, and Bucky has to get the car that they were chasing off the road because there's a bunch of explosives. And we all know where this is leading. Next issue, Bucky has to save somebody. I won't tell you who. You have to read the end of the issue to find out who he has to save. But I really enjoy it. I'm loving Winter Soldier. I'm sorry. It's going really, really well. I just don't know why they put the Russian symbol on top of the Winter Soldier.
I didn't even know.
He's not Russian anymore. He's back in America. You'd think they'd put the Cap star on it or something, but
oh well.
To each his own. Venom, issue 19, the Savage Six Strike. Everybody Flash Thompson loves. First, they went after Betty in the last issue,
yeah, I gotta see that.
And Betty's alive in this issue, and she now knows that Flash Thompson is Venom. Really, really stunning artwork. The Fly ends up attacking Flash's mom, and Jack-O-Lantern attacks Flash's sister. And Flash only has time to save one. And let's just say at the end of the issue, one of his family members doesn't make it out alive, and also the return of Eddie Brock, Toxin,
really
happens.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Crime Master really pulled out all the stops, and I'll tell you one thing, Flash Thompson's life is never going to be the same again. In the month of July, we have issues 20 and 21, so we'll see where this goes. But it don't look good. It don't look good for Flash Thompson. But I'm loving Venom. I can't wait to see what happens next in this book. I feel awful for what they're doing to him, though, the character himself. But really good book. You guys should be checking out Venom. Another really, really good book this month, and I put it second to last because I heard a lot of rave reviews. And
but in my opinion, book of the week, The Punisher issue...
Your book of the week.
Yes, issue number 12. Oh my gosh, this issue was awesome. Like, first of all, Rachel is introduced back into this comic book.
We're running low on time.
I know. I just want to show one cover, but basically, She goes to Naomi asking her for a favor, and we don't find out until the middle to ending of the book.
Is he ever gonna get that eye patch off?
I know. I mean, well, you were talking about the pirate.
Hey, you know, somebody actually mentioned that on the comic rundown on Dark Avenger Inc. They're like, I can't wait to see Punisher of the Caribbean.
But yeah, but this is some artwork. So Frank Castle and Rachel have this fight scene. I'm ignoring you.
Johnny Depp.
So the favor that she asked Naomi was to bring her the picture of when she was married to her husband, and then the Punisher says you should burn it, and I won't tell you the reason, you just have to read the issue, and yeah. Looking forward to next issue, but seriously, it's been like a year, people. I mean,
it is a year!
I know the Vulture fight was really
12 issues!
But seriously, the eye patch needs to come off, but this book is really great. You should really check it out.
Are you looking forward to Punisher Warzone?
I don't believe that they actually did that, but we'll find out then too.
Big book this week is Avengers Versus X-Men issue 6, The Phoenix 5. It takes place a little bit after what happened in the last issue. X-Men basically are making the world a better place. The Avengers are waiting for them to screw up so that they can stop them. I love the meeting between Charles Xavier. Finally!
Does he look chubby a little bit?
Yeah, finally Charles Xavier steps in for X-Men. My God, it's about damn time.
Oh, thank you.
And he's trying to tell Scott this isn't the way to go, but Scott's like, this is your dream. Enjoy it, Charles. And it turns out every time the Avengers are trying to do something or save somebody, the X-Men show up and save the day before them.
It's good to see Charles Xavier back.
Then I guess this is where the Avengers start to look bad. They're at the Nation, at the White House, and the president's like, we have to stop them, even though they want to make it a better world and whatnot. Wanda has another vision. The Avengers show up at Utopia, the rebuilt Utopia from the Phoenix 5, to take Hope into their custody. Suffice it to say, the X-Men show up, and well, of course the X-Men show up, they live there. And it's a little bit of a fight between the Avengers and the X-Men. Wanda shows up and says, you can't have Hope, I'm taking her if she wants to go. She's like, I want to go. And
they still have the AR.
And then the 3 words that are going to lead into a huge thing, at least in the next 2 or 3 parts to Avengers vs. X-Men, because this is the middle of the series right here. No more Avengers, Cyclops proclaims. The X-Men, possessed by the Phoenix Force, are going after the Avengers, and they are going to destroy the Avengers once and for all, and I can't wait to see where this is going to go, but it looks huge. I saw the previews to number 7, and it looks huge. So really quick, guys, I have a minute left.
See you next
There's
time.
a subscribe button on top of this video. If you enjoyed it, click it, because there's going to be a lot more like it and more. And also check out Dark Avenger Inc., where we all are working on Dark Avenger Inc. Cindy will be working on it very soon. And click the subscribe button there, because huge things are coming for that channel. Comments, like, dislike something, questions about something, you're welcome to put below. Troll comments, stupid comments will be deleted and forgotten the second after. But guys, love comments, and show YouTube you like this video by giving it a favor, because I don't do thumbs up and down. Avengers vs. X-Men issue 6, really good. You should be checking this mini out. Punisher issue 12.
Awesome issue, get it.
Venom issue 19 was really good. Winter Soldier issue 7 was really good. Daredevil issue 14 leaves me worried about what's going to happen next, but I have confidence in Mark Waid. Astonishing X-Men 51 was pretty good. Avenging Spider-Man 8 was really good. Secret Avengers 28, thank God, space is over. New Avengers issue 27. Finally, the Iron Fist story's over. XFactor issue 238.
It was good, get it.
Invincible Iron Man issue 519 was pretty good. I leave it up to you, as well as Hulk issue 54. Avengers Academy issue 32 is really good. Dark Avengers issue 176 is all about the Thunderbolts lost in time, so it's up to you guys. 308 of Wolverine, thank God this story's over. Uncanny X-Men 14 I'm dropping, so that's up to you guys. Batman Beyond Unlimited issue 5 was pretty good, but only for the Superman Beyond parts. Nightwing issue 10 was pretty good. Green Lantern Corps issue 10 was really good. Red Hood and the Outlaws issue 10, probably by next issue I'm going to drop it. Comedian Before Watchmen issue 1 and Minutemen issue 1, both really good. Highly recommend the Before Watchmen series. It's its own entity, and if you really look at it that way and you don't look at it as part of the Watchmen, you're fine. Micro Series Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splinter, awesome. Book of the Week. Ghostbusters issue 10, great. Godzilla 2, get it. Saga issue 3, really good. Shadow issue 3, really good. Star Wars, Dawn of the Jedi, awesome first book, and I dropped Alabaster Wolf. Take care, everybody. Keep reading, keep collecting. See you guys soon. Michael's rushing me. I guess I have a couple of seconds left. So, see you.